can drive down a street and the light can be one way and it can invoke a certain emotion, and then the same building in another light can invoke, a different set of emotions completely. So when you look at color, you cannot think it's anything fixed. You can't say, okay, this is, it's in a constant state of flux, just like we are when we look at artwork. I sit and I wait. I just don't, go, it's a, paint. I wait around for quite a while. So I push my easel around, which is basically a floating wall, to try to capture the light. Recently, I guess about 5 years ago, I kept having this gnawing feeling of struggle. Really struggling to say, okay, why is this not coming out of me more fluidly? And I recognized that it was the lack of directness. When I load the brush with paint, I'm making a decision of what color at the time, to do, but I'm breaking from the moment of painting, and it was this, jagged start, stop, caused me to no longer be in the here and now. It caused me to no longer get close to that moment of truth, but I need a different way of applying it. I need to not have that interruption, and that's how I came to create these handheld oil bars. Now I go in and the color comes first. I mean, it's like the chicken and the egg, I have to create color ahead of time. I create these colors that I respond to while I'm making them. There is something that happens when the color feels like it's what it wants to be. It's not just assigned to something else. It's now this thing. I make a binder, so there's just enough wax in the oil so that when it chills, it will be strong enough so I can hold it in my hand. When I push it against anything like a canvas, it also just becomes like, like lipstick, it's like that consistency. I create a color, I add it to the binder, and then, grind it, and believe me, this is laborious. But what's happening is I'm getting back to the core of the color. I'm getting back to the pigment. I'm getting, at the root of what it is that I'm going to be dealing with on the canvas. No longer is Winsor Newton going to tell me what to respond to. It's going to be coming from myself. And rather than the brush blending, I now scrape off. I have a subtractive and additive method of, and I equate it very much to breath, breathe in, breathe out, apply paint, put paint away. Time is no longer, dictated by, the third movement with the brush, and then you're blending, you're no longer applying. When you choose a brush, you're choosing a shape, and so you're already projecting what you want. I just deal with this glob of color. There is something so powerful about not knowing what's going to happen, and when it does, just to say, okay, here we are.